Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Short and simple movie reviews. Hosted by Andy and Yasmin. Answering the question, is this movie for you?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Is This Movie For You podcast. It's the podcast that reviews movies simply and answers if the movie is for you. I'm Andy. We have Yasmin here as well.
What's up, guys?
You should really change your little catchphrase every single time we do an episode.
I try.
Good. Variety is the spice of life, everyone. There we go.
Let's get spicy.
Now, we did do a bit of a trailer reaction on the particular movie that we're about to do today. Last week. You can go back and watch that and hear that if you want at any time, because it was
definitely do.
Pretty funny.
Come on, guys.
you were on fire that day, just saying,
Just a regular day for me.
It is ironic that I had actually just said that you're on fire, because this movie is Only the Brave.
Fantastic movie. I'm just going to give you a little spoiler. Fantastic movie. It follows a fire crew who were just the city bushfire firefighters, and they were sort of getting pissed off because every time they'd go out to a fire, they were pretty much the shit kickers, and they wanted to get out onto the front line. So to do that, they had to become hotshots, which were like the A team, and they'd get to go out and make all the big calls and all of that. So the first little part of the movie is them trying to get certified.
Yep.
And then they become hotshots. They go out to a whole heap of fires. They become heroes. And then I'm not going to tell you the rest of the movie because I want you to go and see it.
Oh, look, here you go. Someone's a professional now. So it features Miles Teller, Taylor Kitsch, Josh Brolin, Jennifer Connelly, Jeff Bridges, Andy McDowell, and a cast of others as well. But they're probably the highlights, I'd say.
Yes.
They were awesome. Jeff, man, I've seen him in a movie for ages. He did a really good job.
Everyone in this movie did such a good job. I friggin' loved the crap out of this movie.
Now, it wasn't really like a sort of movie that was everywhere. Like, a lot of people didn't know about it.
Yeah,
it has been really marketed a lot around the place.
Under-publicised.
Very much so. So hopefully they win a lot of awards out of this one. You know, with like movie making and stuff, there's usually a lot of green screenery when it comes to things like, you know, they don't want the actors.
Hate.
Yeah, they don't want, or not pet hate. I love using green screen, but I hate seeing it in movies and picking up on it.
Your hobby when we're watching anything is, I can see the green screen in its glasses.
That is not how I sound.
I can see the film crew and the reflection of the oven.
Bad production, man. Bad post-production. Anyway, well, with this one, because you got to think about it this way, right? When they make a movie like this, the actors, they don't want to be surrounded by fire a lot of the time.
A bit dangerous.
Yeah, insurance goes up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this was done really, really well. I definitely give props to the particular, you know, post-production crew that invested in this, especially animation with fire and, you know, made it look like a bear, and you would have seen that in the trailer. And
I thought the bear was like the least real bit of the whole thing, like the bear in the fire.
Well, yeah, it was definitely animated.
That bit was like, well, come on, guys, it's not a bear running.
I think it was more of a symbol than anything. Let's just go.
Well, it was a symbol, but then it wasn't a symbol because he said that, it's not a spoiler, guys, don't worry, but he said that when he was in a fire, he actually saw a bear on fire running out of the fire.
Yeah.
So they could have just made it look like a bear that was on fire.
That's true.
Okay, other than that, though, I loved this movie. I thought all the actors did such a good job. The storyline was great. There's a few different little storylines to follow throughout the movie. I felt like you were there in the fire with them. I didn't feel like it was fake. I felt like you're definitely out in the mountains, like in a bushfire. There was a few moments where I got pretty worried for them and that sort of thing. A few tearjerker moments too. I just thought it was absolutely great.
There you go. All right, well, who would you take to it?
I think anyone who loves a drama, loves, would you call it action?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was action. It was fast-paced. There was heaps of, like, big scenery shots, and, you know, it's definitely not a comedy. Like, if you're in the mood for a comedy, probably don't go see this. But if you love, like, any of your sort of army movies or like those teamwork movies, this was great. Like, there was heaps of camaraderie between the firefighters and the team and all of that. I think everyone. How about you?
It was quite an emotional movie. A lot of tears were flying around the cinema, but then a lot of uplifting moments as well. I completely
And like
agree with what you said.
we went with a fairly big group of people this time.
Yep.
And we all actually stood around outside the cinema afterwards and were like, oh my God, like, and had a big talk about it. And I don't think there's that many movies where that really happens.
Yep, absolutely.
And maybe that's because it was a true story as well.
Yeah, it was certainly the true story based on the Granite Mountain Hotshots. Like you said, there was a big group with us. A big shout out to all the Easiest Movie For You ticket winners that came along to the premiere of Only the Brave. But who would I take? Well, I would take your girlfriend, especially those that get emotional, because you could kind of like comfort them after the movie and all that sort of stuff.
Advantage.
No, not take advantage. Just be that supportive partner that you should be.
I think it's more of an adult movie, like if you're a bit immature and not really into like empathy and that sort of thing.
Yeah, don't take your kids on school holidays.
Yeah, probably not the movie for you, but yeah, it's an adult movie. Probably anyone above like 25 would love it.
Yeah.
If you've got community involvement and
yeah. Also, there were some people in front of us as they were walking out. You heard them talking, and what did they say?
Oh, it's so sad. The woman was bawling her eyes out and she was hitting her husband, and she goes, "You can't take your wife to see a movie like that when you've just become a firefighter."
Yeah, bad move, brother. Bad move on your half.
Yeah, poor thing.
Yeah.
So how many hot dogs, Andy?
I'm going to give it 4.
4?
Yeah.
What's your reasoning?
My reasoning is it was an amazing movie, great storyline. Of course, it was based on a true story. So, it really brings another element when it's based on a true story. For me, anyway, when I see a movie, I get really, like, the emotions heighten up because I'm like, oh, my God, this is actually real. It did happen. The animation was awesome. Just like you said earlier, it really did feel like you're in the fires when you were there. You felt like you were in the, the atmosphere of the team camaraderie. I loved it.
Yeah, there was definitely a few scenes where I feel like there's no way that they weren't actually in the fire.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, fair enough. How many hot dogs do you want to give it?
Okay, please give me a drum roll. Thank you. Okay, well, I'm actually giving it 5.
Wow, 5 out of... You give it 100%.
100%.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
I thought, this is probably my favourite movie I've seen for the whole year. I think you could watch it over and over. There's so many different parts that you can appreciate. There's not really any lame parts of the storyline. There's so many different emotional aspects that draw you in. I just think it's a great movie.
You haven't spoken like this since you saw Step Brothers.
Well, that's a totally different kettle of fish. But this is an awesome movie.
Yeah.
I'd put it up there with my favourites, definitely.
Oh, brilliant. Well, if you're going to go see it, let us know your review. Hit us up on Facebook, facebook.com/isthismovieforyou. We'll send you a shout out. Read out your review, actually, if you want to send it through too. Tag us in
maybe we'll do a review special.
Yeah, we will. Also, tag us in any photos as well on Instagram, Twitter as well, @isthismovieforyou. We love to see what you get up to when movies are involved, for sure. Don't forget as well, we do give away a heap of tickets via our social media channels as well, and also this podcast channel. So just keep an ear out, subscribe away, like us, add us, do whatever you need to do, and you never know what could happen.
We might see you at the movies, guys.
Yes, we may. Yes, we may.
It's very non-committal. We might.
Yeah, we may do.
If you're good.
You never know. All right, hit us up on all the socials, and we'll see you very, very soon at the movies.
We'll see you there.
Is This Movie For You podcast is part of the Ozcast Network.
Love this podcast? Support it and become a sponsor. Head to ozcastnetwork.com.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.